Hello, Discovery Gardens friends and family. I am so excited to be back again with you guys. Today, what we are going to be making are cake pops. And these cake pops are in celebration of our 2020 graduating preschool class at all of the daycare centers, because you guys are going to be going to kindergarten this fall. And I'm hoping that everyone has a great time while they're there and with their preschool promotions that are upcoming. I know that with everything happening as far as COVID goes, that this preschool graduation is not going to be the same as how we normally do it, and that there are some slight changes. So I was hoping I can help to make your guys' days a little bit specialer with this cake pop tutorial. And you should also be receiving some cake pops from your teachers while at school. So let's get started very quickly. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's remember to wash our hands before doing anything in the kitchen. Alright, so here's the hand washing song that you guys can use with your kids just to make hand washing fun and enjoyable, but also to show them the proper way to clean their hands to make sure that they get everywhere, and that we can start our cooking with a sanitary base. Alright, so to start off, we're going to take our cake batter. For this, you can use whichever cake batter you would like. I made the butter cake, just a box mix, so feel free to make it from scratch or use the box mix if you want, depending on whatever is going to be easier or more tasty to you. And we're taking just about a tablespoon. As you can see, I have a tablespoon as my measuring guide, but what we really just want to do is fill all of our pan up until it's flat. And then we are going to eventually bake it. And it only needs to bake for 4 to 5 minutes, just depending on what kind of cake batter you chose to use. Another good tip for this baby cake maker is that, as you can see, I have some cooking spray on here, but with later batches, I found out that it actually works better as far as forming a full circle with the cake pop shape that you would want if you do not use any cooking spray at all. But yes, like I said, once this is full, we're going to go ahead and close the top and seal it and let it sit for 4 to 5 minutes. And then once it's done baking, you can see right here that the top completely filled and formed these little balls. When you take them out, you're going to want to use your fingers or a toothpick. You don't want to use anything that is metal. All right, and then once we have our cake pops out of our cake pop maker and they've been sitting out for a little bit or thrown into the fridge to just cool down and kind of thicken, that way they're not so soft and spongy, what we are going to do is take this tray that we had sit them on originally to cool and put it on top of a pan. And this is just so that we can put our cake pop balls on the pan, and then I'm going to line up where I insert the popsicle sticks into the through the holes, and that way it'll go directly into the cake pops. And the reason that I want this tray to be on top of them is just so that when I put the sticks in while the icing has not hardened yet, they won't completely fall over. So this is just giving the sticks some framework so that way they can stand up straight while I put them into the freezer and they go through that hardening process. And right now I'm just laying out all of the cake pops that I want to use. I'm only going to make 18 right now for the purpose of this video, but feel free to make as many or as little as you would like. As you can see, my cake pops are a lighter color, and the main reason that I chose to do that was just because I feel that with the colors I'm decorating with, a lighter color cake would be easier to cover than a darker cake, say like chocolate. And what we're doing now is taking these sticks and dipping it into the melted chocolate candy melts that I bought. And I bought these in the purple color. In order to melt them, all you're going to do is pop them in the microwave in a glass container. And every 30 seconds or so, you're going to want to take them out in order to melt them. And you're just going to stir them around and hope that they do not burn. And once this is done all the way, you're going to put them in the freezer for 20 minutes to maybe even 30 minutes, depending on your freezer space, so that way they can completely set and harden. All right, so now that our cake pops have been in the freezer for 20 minutes and they're completely solid at the moment, we're going to take some more melted candy melts and just roll them into the melted candy melts. And what you can do is decorate them however you please. So as you saw, I have some green sprinkles. And what I'm going to do is dip half of these after they've been coated and are still like soft. They like before the candy melt has hardened. I'm going to dip half of them into the green sprinkles. And the other half I'm going to decorate differently just to cause some variation. And also to show you guys that there is multiple ways to do this. There's not only one way. I'm using the spoon as I dip them to show a way that could be easier as far as controlling how much of the melted candy melts that you're pouring onto your cake pop. And then also if you have excess, it makes it a little bit easier to get that excess off and keep everything smooth. Another alternative for this step, if you do not have a drying tray, is that you can actually use a block of styrofoam and you can stick the popsicle sticks of your cake pops into the styrofoam and they will stand up straight. All right, so here I am just doing the second decoration like I had mentioned earlier. For this one, what we're gonna do is just take the piped icing. This is kind of like a sparkly gel, so it's a little bit more slippery and harder to work with than icing and a pipe bag, which is where I have more experience with. But all you do is kind of squeeze the tube and twirl the cake pop around to try and get it to look like a striped dripping motion. And then after all of that is done, what we're going to do is take our completed cake pops and we're going to put them in the freezer for 1 hour or just until they are completely dried, and we will have our completed cake pops. And I did these in purple and green because those are Discovery Gardens colors, and I wanted to commemorate the experience that all of our graduating preschoolers had while they were at Discovery Gardens. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and you will enjoy your cake pops that your teachers made for you. And congratulations once again to the graduating preschool class of 2020 at Discovery Gardens Childcare. I hope you guys have fun at kindergarten this fall.